Hi, it's JC at Motorcycle Superstore. This is the Rival gear from 7. It's part of their 2015.2 release, which means it comes here late in the season, a new look. This is called the Zone Graphic Package. It's available in a couple different colorways. What 7 does is essentially has multiple releases throughout the year. So they have the 2015.1, which was earlier on, this one later in the season. It's a new lineup. It's kind of to keep things fresh. It's different than most gear companies, which sort of dump everything late in the season and call it the 2016 gear, for example. So anyways, what we're talking about here is gear that is designed by and utilized by James Stewart. It's branded after him. This stuff is actually going to be very performance oriented, as you might expect from somebody like that guy. Now, what you're talking about on the Rival setup is sort of a better best. The Rival is a little bit more affordable than the Zero, which is also available. That stuff is sort of the premier lineup, but this is by no means cheap. It is by no means anything less than a performance setup type of gear. Now, it's all moisture wicking fabric in terms of the construction here on the front. Now, the jersey, the pant, the gloves, we're going to showcase them all right now, but they are sold individually. Keep that in mind. So the jersey, you'll notice the collar here. It uses a flat design across the front of the neck. This is going to help keep roost at bay, but also something to note on this jersey, sublimated graphics, which are fairly standard, and it uses a stitch seam design. So the panels that are put together are actually sewn together. When you move up to the Zero lineup, these will actually be welded together and they don't use stitching. Not a huge difference, but it kind of is a cool feature worth noting. Now on the back side of this, you're also going to see this panel up top. This helps with letting heat off. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable, but this jersey is going to keep that sort of fitted idea. James Stewart likes his stuff to be a little bit more athletic in the way that it's cut, but the Rival gear is not quite as tight as the Zero. So if you're a little bit thicker, this is probably the lineup that you should be looking for in order to get a little bit more comfort from it. You will notice, however, it still retains the taper design down onto the sleeves. I really like this mesh panel at the base as well. It adds more stretch and it's going to add a little bit more of venting properties. Speaking of vents, you have these laser cut holes here along the elbow region. We look into the armpit, you'll find them here as well. The Rival does not have quite as many of these built in as the Zero as well. It's another feature worth pointing out. Drop tail design stays tucked in very easily. Let's move on to the gloves. This is the main difference here is that it actually has protection. So you'll find these pieces on the back. This is not TPR, it's part of their it's part of the Sonic material. It's a rubberized piece. It's very similar to what we're going to showcase you down here on the thighs of the pants in just a moment. Now, one thing worth noting, none of these are connected. That adds a lot of flexibility to the back of the knuckles. It's very easy to wear this glove. It does have a wrist closure strap on top. This uses Velcro across the back of the hand. As we go down to the palm, this is the big difference as well. No perforations here, and it's a double layer design. So if you want a bit more padding, a bit more abrasion resistance, this Rival setup is really designed for that. It does have silicone printing on the first 2 fingers as well for better grip. It does not have a reinforcement, however, in the thumb region. Keep that in mind. Okay, so as we move to the pant, this is where it starts getting a bit more technical. Up top, we have a standard closure system. It uses a ratchet design with a zipper underneath. Very easy in and out of these things. Pat's wearing a size 36. That's his normal size, and they fit him quite well. Now, through the groin here, this is where you're going to see a knit material. It's very stretchy. It has a lot of stretch, actually. It kind of impresses me just how much this stuff moves. Not only there, but down on the top of the knee as well. So if you have larger knee braces or bulkier lower legs or lower thighs and the top of your shins, this is the pant that's going to give you the mobility you need. Something to note as well are these perforations through here to help promote airflow. They do come with a mesh liner system built into them and removable hip pads as well. Let's go to the back side and take a look at the top here. This seat area has been reinforced. This is a high wear region because you're obviously moving around aggressively on the bike with mud and whatnot, but the top portion is a different fabric. This is more stretchy. It's going to let heat off. It's going to move with you as well, promoting mobility on the bike. As we go down the back of the leg, from here down, this is all stretch material, and you'll notice just how much this stuff moves. It's quite amazing, really. So if you have large lower legs, Pat actually has some pretty big legs, this stuff will flex and move with you and be very, very comfortable for you when you're out on the motorcycle. Also, as we go back to the front side here, Pat, this uses a mesh material down low. This is tucked into your boots, so this helps with the heat escaping. You will find reinforcements through the knees as well for extra durability. And also down here, a little bit more mesh material that's a bit stretchier to give you just that bit more of comfort. The knees both feature high quality leather panels. That's going to give you the resistance to heat in case you're touching it against your engine or your exhaust pipe. And they use Kevlar stitching. You'll see triple layer stitching through here using Kevlar threads to really beef this region up. Check these things out online. You're talking about a $75 jersey, $185 on the pants. This stuff is going to be looking very sharp. Also, one thing to note, there's plenty of sizes available as well. So find the ones that work for you, check them out, leave me your comments, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more product videos.